Okay, so this is the issue that I'm having. On a cold start, the engine should start up fine. I'm not going to press the gas or anything. Okay, now this is on a warm engine. All right, so here it is. In full disclosure, this is the second time I'm pulling this out. The one on the video footage was the first time I pulled it out. And I looked at these connectors, these pins, and I thought maybe it was a connection issue, so I cleaned those off and then put it all back to see if maybe that did the trick, but it did not. The whatever stall on ignition or at start at a warm engine was still happening. So this is the old part right here. This is the new part I purchased from 928RS. This is the Bosch. It's not their direct equivalent because he mentions that the cable is a lot longer, and it is. It looks like it is about twice as long, but that should not be a problem. Connector's the same, and this is obviously the same. I'm gonna assume they look different in that the old one looks a little bit more worn, and I guess that part looks about the same. So honestly, I'm not sure if this is going to fix the problem or not, because I was hoping in a way this will look visibly damaged or old or whatever, and it doesn't look that bad besides that connection. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm going to reinsert this, the new one, plug it all in. I'll start it, drive it, warm it up, and see if it still does the same thing where when I start it stalls. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone grease on this O-ring right there, and then maybe a little bit on this outer part. I don't think it's that critical. I put anti-seize on the 5mm bolt here. I'll just leave that as is. I don't know if this was ever replaced. You hear horror stories online about how difficult this CPS is to remove. But mine was pretty simple, thankfully. Who knows? All right. Okay, so I just installed the new CPS. This is the first cold start. Should start up fine. I'll be honest with you, I don't think this is going to fix the problem, only because it was too easy. At the risk of jinxing myself, it was too easy to replace. And the part I pulled out wasn't obviously whatever, bad or corroded. But nonetheless, let's keep our hopes high. Stay positive. Cold start. Part's okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go for a test drive and then I'll come back and try a start when the engine is warm. Okay, I just came back from my test drive. The engine is nice and warmed up. This is how it idles. Honestly, I don't feel like great about how it idles in general, because it kind of like feels like it's gonna bog down. But the RPMs are just basically where it needs to be at, like between 750 and 800. Alright, so I'm going to shut it down. And then here's the test. If this starts up without an issue, it was a CPS. If it starts up and it still has an issue, I gotta do some more research. So let's say a small prayer here. Okay. Well, the issue's still there. Although it's not as bad, it seems like. Let's try that again. Okay, it's not as bad. I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video, but I did replace a bunch of relays. The LH relay, the EZF relay, and the fuel pump relay. So those are all brand new. The only other thing with my research that I found that could contribute to this is the actual LH or something like that. It's the CPU. It's interesting because it seems like it's gotten better with each warm start, whereas before it would get worse. I'm gonna try it one more time and see what happens. Huh. Interesting. I might consider upping my idle. I'm wondering if that's going to make a difference. Alright, let's shut this down. Okay, I'm back. So what I did was I disconnected the battery and reconnected it. I wonder if that somehow changes anything. So we're going to give it another shot. I might, depending on how this starts, if this starts out fine, I'm going to go for another test drive, or not, a quick drive, just to, you know, drive, and then I'll start it up again after that, see if it happens. Okay, well that still does it. It's so weird. I might post this link to Ren's list and see if anyone knows what the issue is. All right.